Hello everyone and welcome back. Why am I doing this? So today I thought it would be kind of fun to go back and look at some of my earliest videos on YouTube. So really what I consider to be the first video that I uploaded on this channel is the update on my artistry video that I uploaded a year ago, but it's actually not the first video that I have in the YouTube space. I've actually been on YouTube, let's take a look here, since December of 2007. So this is the first channel that I was ever on, the first channel that I ever operated within on YouTube. The channel name is Shybe, S-C-H-Y-B-E. I was very clever, but actually it was a channel that was run by myself and my best friend Nick. The branding is all over the place. The channel name was Shybe, but we called ourselves JNZ Productions. You'll see all the videos here. Since my whole thing is sort of like progress, process, and growth, I thought that it would be kind of interesting to go back and take a look at some of the earliest videos that I've done. I expect them to be extremely cringy. I haven't watched these in a while. Every once in a while it's fun to kind of go back and look at them, but I thought that this time around I would go through and I would kind of talk about things that I wish we had done differently and comparing and contrasting some of the old videos that are on this old channel and the new stuff that's on this channel. I think between those 2 points is really where my growth as far as the video stuff is. Yeah, so I'm excited to take a look at this. Obviously, my friend that I did this with is not here. We live in different states right now, so it's not possible for him to be here to watch these through with me, but that might be something fun to do down the line. Yeah, I'm excited to give these a whirl. So, by the way, if anybody's good at hacking YouTube channels, this is actually a lost channel. I no longer remember neither the email address nor the password that was used for this account. I think back in the day when YouTube was first kind of getting started, they started pushing for stronger password security, I think, around the time that the channel died. And I think we thought it was a good idea to come up with a complicated password, and I think a week later I had forgotten it, and that's kind of where this channel died. We did pick up Steam again, and we did start, I think actually I've probably been on, I think 5 or 6 different YouTube channels over the years. Yeah, but this is the earliest one. I think it'd be kind of fun to go through the other ones later, but I thought that I would just focus on this one for today. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna sort by oldest to newest. So this was uploaded 12 years ago, and in my update on my artistry video I did talk about this video. This here we're gonna watch, it's called Doomsday at City Park. The story behind this is my friend and I, we found this camera and we just thought, let's go and try and shoot a video, because at the time YouTube was really kind of starting to take off, and we saw there were different people in the YouTube space that we identified with at the time, and we thought that we would take a stab at sort of like comedy videos, and some of them are actually quite good, but I'm sure I'll find some stuff to point out. So let's just go ahead and give this a watch. Enough delaying, John. Oh God. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh, the dimensions. It's like a square.
I think that one was too easy.
It's so shaky. Oh my gosh. So literally when we did this, I think it was my parents' camera. It was just like a handy cam, and I think it actually recorded the tape, but I think it was one of the first cameras that you were allowed, you could plug into it and you could transfer files off of the tape into your computer, if I remember correctly. Or maybe it was just one of the earlier digital camcorders. I don't remember, but we didn't have any tripods or anything, no audio equipment. It was literally just the camera. So it was like all handheld, and we tried to piece this together the best we could, so.
What hill do you want to go on, John? I don't know. What about you?
Look at those braces.
That one.
Ah! Okay, so for this, what we did, I think there was 2 kids who were also sledding on this park, and we told them that we would give them $5 each to be in the video, and I don't think we ever paid them $5. When we were done filming, we said we would leave and then come back, and we never did. Yeah, but they were champs. They just kind of sat in the middle of this thing, and we rigged it to look all nasty. God. Yeah, just still images for these, why not?
You can go first, John. Chicken! I'm not a chicken!
So one thing, I think that's called a J cut now, is when you let audio from a previous clip flow into the next clip that makes the transitions a little bit more seamless between the cuts. And that's something that we did not do during this time. I think we were literally just dropping in blocks of video and audio together, just one right after the other, to try and stitch this together. There was no effort really to make the clips kind of synchronous with each other. It's pretty harsh audio cuts. I think that's probably one of my main critiques here.
Fine, I'll go first.
You could hear me laughing behind the camera.
Hey Nick, this is actually pretty fun.
Yeah, we didn't. There was only the two of us. We didn't have a third, so I'm recording lines while recording him reacting to my lines, and we thought there's actually some pretty clever, you know, it wasn't executed very well, but we were thinking about it. So he had actually kicked the sled with his foot down the hill so that there was sound of sled moving down the hill in this shot, because we didn't know how to strip audio out of clips and then, you know, cross-cut them, like I said. So there's actually some clever, you know, techniques here happening. It's just kind of what we're doing to rig it together. We're doing our best, and for our first video, there's some, you know, there's some technique here that I'm actually kind of proud of. Oh, these harsh cuts.
John! Oh my God, John! 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 My turn!
Oh God. Okay, what did we think about that video? I think that's really great. So I think my main critique there would probably be the harsh cuts and not knowing what to do with the audio, not knowing how to play with levels of audio either. Obviously, when I'm sitting there recording and I'm screaming into the camera, you know, I'm supposed to be down the hill somewhere at that point. Yeah, it's just like all that stuff, you know, to speak to it, I'm really not sure if we cared about any of that. I think we just were having a lot of fun just making videos, and I think that's a theme that carries over through all of these. There's something to critique about everything, but you know, at the time, I'm not really sure if we cared about critique. I think we were just having fun. So yeah, okay, so now, so that's the first video there. And actually, it's kind of a shame because this channel kind of popped a little bit. You can see that, you know, 500 views, 1.5 thousand. These views, the channel popped a little bit, unfortunately, after we lost it. So we weren't really able to do anything with it. I mean, there's good stuff in here, and we had some fun ideas. So what I was doing while we were making these is I was watching, you know, I was consuming a lot of YouTube content from, you know, people who are up and coming, and there was like a lot of technique and different effects and styles and stuff that people were using that I would try to bring into some of these things. So for example, here I have the this is a favorite here of mine, the harmonica. Let's watch this one and I'll show you what I mean. So the story is, the story here is that my friend Nick here, I can't remember exactly how he got a hold of this harmonica, but everybody at school found it extremely annoying because he would play it all the time. And so we thought we would make a funny video out of it, if I remember that correctly. So this is a video interpretation of everybody's attitude towards Nick and the harmonica, I think is where we went with that. Let's keep watching. Here's another classic. He's we have 3 people here, but he's the one recording this scene, and you can hear him blowing on the harmonica behind the camera, because again, we didn't know how to work with audio.
Gotta do something about that harmonica. I'm gonna play. Let's go.
This is pretty clever.
Quick, grab the harmonica.
So yeah, so that's one of them. So these techniques that we're using here, they're, you know, I consider them to be pretty basic today's standards, but at the time, you know, we were just discovering how all of this stuff worked, and you know, that speed up, running away quickly effect was something that we had seen in videos and stuff on the platform, and we thought that we would find a way to use it here. So it's really largely this channel was built around experimentation and having fun, and you can definitely see the stuff that we tried. Yeah, there's more. Let's keep watching.
Stay here. I'll go get him. Okay.
Oh God. All right, so here's something that we thought was amazing. I remember when I figured this out, I had Nick, because he used to live right next door to me. I had him run over because I wanted to show him this crazy new technique that I had learned. Basically, it's putting muzzle flashes into the footage to make it look like it's a gunshot. So, oh Lord. What I didn't know at the time is that muzzle flashes are kind of connected to the barrel of a gun. Like the gas explodes outwards from the barrel itself. But at the time, I thought that muzzle flashes was something that actually left the barrel. And I guess it kind of does, but not at this distance. So what I was doing was I think I took like a muzzle flash PNG file. I'm not even sure if PNGs were a thing back then. I have no idea. But I took this like sprite image and I was using, oh God. We were editing in Windows Movie Maker, but I don't think that they allowed you to, I think you could export frames in Windows Movie Maker. So we would export the frame that we thought looked the best, and then we would just kind of, I think we were using Paint, maybe? We certainly didn't have Photoshop then. We would put the sprite image over the actual frame of the footage and then re-import that into the Windows Movie Maker program. So you'll notice that it's not just a muzzle flash with a seamless transition, but I think Windows Movie Maker, the minimum amount of time that you're allowed to have each individual clip was like actually like half a second. You couldn't go down to frame by frame in Windows Movie Maker. So you'll notice that it kind of lags a little bit while I'm doing these doing these shots. You'll see. And that wasn't Windows Movie Maker just wouldn't let you couldn't go frame by frame, so I couldn't be that precise with it. But yeah, this is something that I saw, and I had watched like a tutorial on how to do or something, and when I discovered that we could make that work, I had Nick run over and we watched, I think I had done like a sample clip of something to show him, and then we got really excited about that, and we had the harmonica idea for a video, and we thought that we would find a way to stitch these two things together. I should also note that we really aren't scripting any of this. If I do remember correctly, I think Nick was mostly just like, oh, and then next we should do this. None of these videos are scripted. It's all just kind of like happening in the moment, which I think is kind of fun. Yeah, okay, let's just keep watching. And you'll also notice the actual gunshot sound effect was something that I think we were also starting to learn how to experiment with audio a little bit. So the gunshot, I think if you hear it, it carries over the two clips. If I saw that right, but I'm not gonna go back and watch that again. So
I think I can cut him off.
I like how it's a guitar case I'm carrying, making it look like it's a gun case or something. This was something we couldn't figure out. We had come up with this idea of like, oh, he lost the harmonica and then found it again, but I'm not sure if we ever quite nailed how he dropped the harmonica in the first place. There's some footage missing there, I don't know. This is also an example of literally all the clips that you're seeing is just right when you hit record and right when you hit end record. We weren't really trimming the beginning and the endings of these audio clips. So like if I was editing this now, I would have not had me standing there for such an awkward amount of time waiting for him to turn around. I would have cut it a little bit quicker than that, but that's something that we didn't know how to do at the time. Just literally just like chunks of footage, one right after the other. I think that muzzle flash was a little bit better. It was more connected to the gun. Yeah, and the audio from the gunshot carries over. So yeah.
No. No.
But not the screaming. Oh God. There's more.
I'm so glad we got rid of that harmonica. Yeah.
So I think the color looks so weird now because I think the camera had like a night mode built into it, and I think that's turned down here because it was too dark to film at this time of day. I think we had like filmed the whole thing and then we're editing it together that evening and then realized that we wanted to put something else in at the very end, so that's why it's so dark out while we're filming this.
Hey guys.
And there's another effect, there's another one. So like each video has something new in it, which is kind of wild. This is kind of a clever technique. People use this all the time. If you leave the camera on a tripod or very still and you record 2 sections of footage, you can fade out the top layer. The achieved effect is like making something look like the opacity is about 0.5% or something. You could do some cool stuff with that. People still use this technique a lot today. I forget what the actual name of that is called, but this is something that we also discovered that we could do. We're just experimenting now with layers. Very exciting. Revolutionary stuff, so, oh God. Oh God, how fun. So there's 2, I think I'll just have time for one more here. Let's go back to a classic. This is one of my favorites. We're gonna do the magic touch here.
Hey bitch, check this out.
Here we go, another technique. Look at us. The technique here is jump cuts. So I think, you know, I'm proud of us, you know, and it was literally, if we saw something that we knew that we could do, we just went out and made a video about it, you know? We made the effect like the core of the video. I think we were making videos like once a week or like once every other week or something. All the time that we were spending not in school, at home, not making videos was spent learning how to make the next video, you know? It's kind of wild. The discovery and the experimentation here, I think it's notable. Yeah, I don't know, just the willingness to explore and you know, not fearing judgment or anything. Like nobody else in our school was really doing this kind of thing at all. We were kind of known in school for being the ones doing this. I think the experimentation and the willingness to just try anything, I think, is really cool about this.
What did you just do? Everything I touched, like, disappears.
I went on to become an actor. Lord, the journey.
Really now? Hey, Lily! What's the Rico brother of mine? Wow, it worked! Let's go do some other stuff! Yeah!
Yeah. I'm just kind of impressed with, like, it wasn't just a cheap effect that we learned how to do and we just kind of rated together. Like, we had actually thought it through. Like, you'll notice in that jump cut shot that there's like follow through with my poke, you know? And it's as if right when I touched Lily there, then if she were to disappear, like the motion would carry through. So like there's actual effort, you know, put into this. It's not just cobbled together as much as I thought it was, I think.
Ah! Hey, John, touch the stools!
There it is. Yeah, you know, really all the things that I think would have made that section a little bit better is just a tripod and being able to cut down more to the frame and less to like the chunk of the clip. Yeah, you know, I don't know, yeah.
Where'd they go? I don't know! There's some more! Okay! Yeah!
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it's all handheld. We don't have a tripod or anything. It's just literally like leaning as hard up against a door or something and holding the camera as still as possible, knowing that the stiller that the 2 shots are, or as close as you can get those 2 separate shots, the more seamless it would look. I think that was actually pretty good, that one.
What do you want?
So when I fell backwards there, I think if you were to slow it down, I actually touch my forehead with my finger as I'm falling backwards, but I think we thought when we shot that it would happen so fast that nobody would be able to realize what was happening. Or I think the problem that we encountered was that we had no way to like pop me out as if I were disappearing there. I think we couldn't figure that one out. So instead we had me land on the floor and then do like an an extremely overacted version, a lot slower. But we ended up using the fall anyway. So there's kind of like two forehead touches in two separate shots there.
Where am I?
Okay, so the camera there, it was pitch black in that room, and the camera was, like I said, it was flipped onto that night mode that I was talking about earlier. And right when I hit the switch, night mode was flipped off. That wasn't a cut, like that was like in-camera technique. Like there's there's application here that I'm actually quite proud of. Okay. We thought the funniest thing in the world when we were shooting this was that the stools were in there with me. I don't know what... I think because we had planned on Lily being there in the bathroom, because I made her disappear as well, but I think she had to like go home or something, so we had to come up with something else to put behind the shower curtain, and it was just another stool, but I remember us thinking that was like hilarious. Oh, here we go.
Only one thing left to do.
Oh. Yeah, okay. It's we were pretty funny. I don't know. That was funny. Yeah. Oh wow. I think these are amazing, and I would never, even if I had access to this channel, I wouldn't go through and private any of these videos. I'm not ashamed about any of them. All of them are a reflection of where I was as an artist at the time. And actually, I didn't go on to really self-proclaim myself as an artist or really think that I was much of a videographer or a photographer until all the way up to when I was in college. Like, this is so early. The lack of fear and the total willingness to just commit to creating something is very organic and it's very alive here. And I think I credit a lot of what I do now with my artistry to these earlier times in my life, me and my friend just having a blast. And the reason why I'm doing this video is because I think it's kind of fun to go back and look at some of your earlier work and just kind of critique it and watch some of this stuff, but I do think that there's an element of that natural like curiosity, problem solving, just having fun making a video. I think there's elements of that I am really trying to incorporate into the work that I do now. Just the total fearlessness to experiment and all of that. So it's fun for me to go back and watch these videos because it really shows me how far I've come. The goal here is to even look back at videos like this one that I'm making right now, so years from now, be able to look back at these and be able to critique them much in the way that I'm doing here. I don't think you ever stop learning, and I don't think you ever stop growing. And as an artist, that's especially true. So this has been fun, really a blast going back and looking at all of these. And I look forward to the next time and the next channel. We'll do this again soon, and we'll do the next channel or maybe some other videos in this channel. It's public, this channel. I'm not hiding it or anything. I can't even if I wanted to. So there's the channel right there. If you want to go and look at some of these early videos, let me know in the comments down below which of them are your favorite. And that's it, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this, whatever this video is. Since this channel is largely about growth, development, and the artistic journey, I would encourage you guys to post in the comments down below links to some of your earlier work, and that way we can go and look at that and look at what you're doing now, and then we can have a discussion about exactly that, the journey, the growth, the development. I think that stuff is supremely cool, and it's something that isn't talked about enough. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below. Post links to stuff if you guys want. I'd be really thrilled to take a look at any of that. That's it for now, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Okay.